How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Real Night. My name is Jabril, and today we are going to be kicking off House of the Dragon. This is a show that I've wanted to watch since before I even started the channel. I am a Game of Thrones fan, kinda. I've seen it through like 2 times. I really enjoy it a lot, except for, maybe one aspect of the show.
The things I do for love.
I'm excited to be hopping back into the world of Game of Thrones, Westeros. I'm not really sure the storyline we're going to be following. I know it's following the Targaryens, I know that for sure. Don't know if we're going to be going back to like Aegon conquering the Seven Kingdoms or something like that, but either way, I'm excited to see it and get some more background on, what's going on. Because the only thing we got in Game of Thrones was dialogue stuff. They were kind of just alluding to it. I will say though, if you haven't seen the original, go watch that. This is not a substitute for that. Make sure you guys are supporting the original creators of the stuff before you come over here, because this is not a very good substitute. Honestly, I'm going to be talking throughout, so with that out of the way, let's roll it.
As the first century of the
already starting off with some background.
Close. The health of the old king, Heirs.
Giving me some Galadriel, Lord of the Rings vibes.
In the year 101, the old king called a great council to choose an heir. Over 1,000 lords made the journey to Harrenhal.
Didn't he have like 13?
14 succession claims were heard.
I think he had like 13 kids.
2 were truly considered. Princess Rhaenys Targaryen and her younger cousin, Prince Viserys Targaryen.
Viserys?
The king's eldest.
Wasn't that the name of Dany's brother? I wonder where we are right now.
Viserys Targaryen, be made Prince of...
Rhaenys, a woman, would not inherit the Iron Throne.
Yeah, we dealt with that in Game of Thrones too.
The only thing that could tear down the House of the Dragon was itself.
And it did, as we saw. I'm excited to see this. Starting off pretty nice. I think they said he was like the best ruler they ever had. I'm pretty sure he's the reason why a lot of the stuff in Westeros happened. 9th year king. Okay, almost 200 years before Daenerys. So not too far back. So no Aegon, I guess. Maybe we'll get some flashbacks. Oh man, I always love these dragon riding shots. It doesn't really look like too big of a dragon though. Back to King's Landing, I love it. I know this was based on the book Fire and Blood, I believe. Or I might be butchering the name, but I'm pretty sure that large dome structure was the place where they kept the dragons. Because I know they had kind of like an arena where they kept them all. So they kind of have to, for creatures that huge. Is this our narrator?
Welcome back, Princess. I trust your ride was pleasant.
Try not to look too relieved, sir.
I am relieved. Saves my head from a spike.
I forget the actual name of like the arena itself. Let me know in the comments if you guys know. We'll probably get the information in the show though. Getting some of those classic Game of Thrones themes coming in there. I like that. So I'm pretty sure the show was kind of like fanfare for people who loved Game of Thrones. Definitely, I don't think meant to be watched before you've watched Game of Thrones.
This discomfort is how we serve the realm.
I'd rather serve as a knight and ride to battle in glory.
We have royal wounds.
I mean, is that really like something that's out of the question? Especially since she can ride dragons.
The childbed is our battlefield. We must learn to face it with a stiff lip.
It's not like a challenge within itself, Both very honorable pursuits.
A man called Kragas Drehar has styled himself the Prince Admiral of this triarchy.
Leaves people wanting for cups.
I was visiting mother.
On Dragonbank?
Smelling it. You can smell the dragon, I guess. Stables. You can smell horses on people, I guess. Wonder what dragons smell like.
If those shipping lanes should fall, it will beggar our ports.
The Crown has heard your report, Lord Corlys.
What's the tension here?
Shall we discuss the Heirs tournament, Your Grace?
Of course.
I would be delighted.
Nothing ever changes in Westeros. disregarding the trade route issues for parties.
We have no way of predicting the sex of the child.
Yeah.
Of course, there's a boy in the Queen's belly. I know it.
So is that going to be a point of contention for her? Because we just saw that, you know, women gaining power is an issue. If the baby is a son, it'll supersede her. Oh, whoa.
Sparo durivo se gauma kebus.
Now, I think this is a more lore accurate, like book accurate version of the Iron Throne. They had just like piles of the enemy's swords.
I brought you something.
So a point of contention for him as well.
It's Valyrian steel.
Turn around. You and I both own a small piece of our ancestry.
Side note, I am sensing a little something there. I know how they are in these shows with siblings and family, so we'll see how that goes.
You're worried. I only worry for my mother. I hope for my father that he gets a son. I want to fly with you on Dragonback.
On Dragonback?
See the great wonders across the narrow sea and eat only cake. I'm being serious. I'm never just about cake.
Is that a Marie Antoinette nod?
Princess Nymeria led her Rhoynar across the narrow sea on 10,000 ships to flee their Valyrian pursuers.
Princess Nymeria. I never knew. Is that the name?
Her own fleet off Sunspear to show her people that they were finished running.
That's the name that Arya gave her her wolf. It's cool to get some of that background. I think they gave us the background in Game of Thrones, though.
It has
Maybe.
grown slightly, Your Grace.
Can you say yet what it is?
Is that grayscale?
Inquiries to the Citadel. They are searching the text for similar cases.
Has there been any word from your dear brother?
Not since I named him commander of the City Watch.
He's been sitting on the throne.
Nothing will cause the babe to grow a cock if it does not already possess one.
This child is a boy.
I don't know, ask the maesters. They might be able to work some magic.
The dream. Our son was born wearing Aegon's iron crown. And I placed our son upon the Iron Throne as the bells of the Grand Sept tolled. And all the dragons roared as one.
Those aren't how my dreams go. I dream about, you know, going to McDonald's with Shrek in the passenger seat.
I've lost one babe in the cradle, had 2 stillbirths and 2 pregnancies ended well before their time. That's 5.
I assume that they're siblings. Or at least family of some kind. So is that, you know, that fact kind of coming into play here?
I know it is my duty to provide you an heir. And I'm sorry if I have failed you in that I am.
I mean, what can you do? What can you do?
I've mourned all the dead children I can.
You're a pack of hounds, sated and honed for the hunt.
Paw Patrol, ready for action, Rider!
Crime of every breed has been allowed to thrive.
It's time to clean up the streets.
Beginning tonight, King's Landing will learn to fear the color gold.
Gold cloaks. I think that's the name of the city guard. So much like is coming back to me as I'm watching this, and I have no idea if I'm right or not. So, is this like indiscriminate or what? Are they just like beating up beggars and homeless people in like preparation for the tournament? It's a pretty cool helmet though. Reminds me of something like Roman or Greek. Did they just castrate him? Oh my gosh. Maybe these people are criminals? But it doesn't seem like there's any kind of like trials or anything like that. Corporal punishment. Gotta love it.
The prince cannot be allowed to act with this kind of unchecked impunity.
How'd they say, you know, flip a coin.
You are to explain your doings with the City Watch.
It's the hand of the king here.
Your new gold cloaks made quite the impression.
Yep, gold cloaks.
Nobles from every corner of the realm are right now descending upon King's Landing for my brother's tourney.
I figured that would be his excuse. I feel like once you have a feel for like Game of Thrones and you've seen it enough, you can kind of like see some of the storylines and some of the threads that are going to be pulled here.
If only the prince would show the same devotion to his lady wife as he does his work, your grace.
Vale men are said to fuck sheep instead of women. I can assure you, the sheep are prettier.
Dang.
Your own lady wife passed recently. Did she?
Yeah, Hightower seems like a pretty stern guy, pretty stern hand. I also feel like he has some ulterior motives, but I don't know.
Any further performances like last night's will be answered. This new city watch might be a good thing.
Well, definitely fear-mongering. It's one way to do it. Here we go. Wouldn't be Game of Thrones without, you know, some copulation.
You are Daemon Targaryen. The king cannot replace you.
Definitely can replace him if he does have a son.
I see a group without equal in our histories. And this great day has been...
So are those the kids of, is it Rhaena, or...
I would humbly ask for the favor of the queen who never was.
It's kind of a diss.
I would gladly take it if I thought I needed it.
Okay, Rhaenys, that's her name, though.
You could have Baratheon's tongue for that.
Tongues will not change the succession.
I guess way to be a good sport about it, though.
What do you know about the Sir Kristen Cole, Sam?
I'm told Sir Kristen is common-born son of Lord Dondarrion's steward, but other...
Dondarrion Barrick. I'm looking forward to seeing some Starks. I don't know if they participate in the games, though, the games of the South. You know how they are. Ooh. And he knows how to pick the helmets. That's a tower. Yeah.
Sir Gawain Hightower of Old Town, eldest son of the Hand
Old
of the
Town?
King.
All Town? Oh, man. And this guy just lost his wife, too. I feel like he's about to get some revenge. You can kind of tell it's a prop, though. Like the painting of it. I don't know if they got the reflections. It might just be me, though. Still on it. Ooh. This would be pretty interesting to watch, you know? Oh. Is that bleeding? Seems a bit underhanded. Man, looks like his face got pretty messed up.
Now, I'm fairly certain I can win these games, Lady Alicent. Having your favor would all but assure it.
Is that his daughter, too?
Breach, Your Grace. All attempts to turn the babe have failed.
Oh, no.
Do something for her!
We've given her as much milk of the poppy as we can without risking...
A painkiller? You know, even in this world with, you know, whatever they have at their disposal. Magic. Speaking of which, I wonder if we're going to see some of that. Probably. Damn.
2 years since King Maegor's end. These nights are as green as summer grass. None have known real war.
Yeah, and this just seems like such a waste.
Fists full of steel and balls full of seed. And we expect them to act with honor and grace. It's a marvel that war didn't break out at first blood.
It's interesting how they're highlighting all these different dynamics in the relationships just with those small little pieces. Like the, I guess, sister's hand on the brother's arm. Stuff like that. And like, yeah, picking at her nails, the birth. But as I was saying, it just seems like such a waste. You know, people dying for entertainment. But I guess that's just peacetime, you know. Peacetime shenanigans.
During a difficult birth, it sometimes becomes necessary for the father to make an impossible choice. There is a chance that we can save the child. A technique is taught at the Citadel which involves cutting directly into the wound to free the infant. But the resulting blood loss...
7 hours, Mellows. You can save the child.
We must either act now or leave it with the gods.
Yeah, but I guess if it is one or both, I mean, I guess the choice would be clear. So sad, though.
They're going to bring the babe out now.
Could have asked her too. She is on a lot of drugs though. Probably not very clear-headed. Sad.
I love you.
This is gonna be so...
It's all right.
Please.
It's all right.
No, I'm scared. Nothing.
Don't be scared.
What's happening?
Don't be scared. They're going to bring the babe out.
No.
It's all right. Please.
Oh my gosh. Man, that scene is kind of playing in my mind right now. It's kind of hard to focus on this. That's so rough. She didn't want it though, which makes it even worse. With the flail. Couldn't they have just like put her to sleep somehow or something? Like, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. This poor woman.
Yield. I was hoping to ask for the princess's favor.
Oh, she locked, Sir Kristen.
Princess?
Love triangle. But dang.
You have a son.
He got what he wanted. Such a high cost though. That was really hard to watch. But I'm ready for it. You know, that's Game of Thrones, and they're keeping it up with the graphic but also emotionally heavy material. And I do have to say, like, they did a great job of introducing her character, showing the dynamics of the characters in this first episode, because, you know, I really felt for her there. You know, I kind of felt the pain that he was feeling. Trying to, you know, make that decision of one or the other. What? The baby died too? Are you kidding me? That makes it all the more horrific. Gee, dang. Wow, I guess that was the little other form that they were showing there. I didn't really make that connection, but dang.
Dracarys!
I will say though, like on a side note, I do like the design of the dragons there. With the horns and stuff.
Recent tragedies have left you without an obvious heir.
The king has an heir, my lord has.
Despite how difficult this time is, Your Grace, I feel it important the succession be firmly in place for this.
Well, isn't it the uncle?
Shall we say his name?
Daemon?
Daemon Targaryen.
If Daemon were to remain the uncontested heir, it could destabilize the realm.
The realm? Or this council?
Why would that destabilize? Yeah, I get the reputation, but like, if everybody knows he's gonna succeed, then...
He lacks the patience for it.
The gods have yet to make a man who lacks the patience for absolute power.
I'll just, yeah, true.
The king's firstborn child.
Rhaenyra. No queen has ever sat the Iron Throne.
That is only by tradition and precedent.
But the queen who never was.
Rhaenys was the only child of Jaehaerys' eldest son.
We cannot agree on an heir, then how can we My expect wife a and son are dead!
Yeah. Same day. Insane.
Crows that come to feast on their corpses!
Only episode 1. We're already deep into the emotions here. I expected no less,
Send
really.
a raven to Old Town. Straight away.
So that was where the Maesters were? Like the college, I guess?
My darling.
Yeah, I knew it looked like he had a horrible scar on his face.
How is His Grace?
Very low, which is why I sent for you. I thought you might go to him.
Oh. Is he making a play here?
In his chambers.
Trying to cement his own power, really.
He'll be glad of a visitor. You might wear one of your mother's dresses.
Already going to work. As soon as the Queen is dead. That's crazy. But that is the game.
The Lady Alicent Hightower, Your Grace.
I brought a book.
It's very kind, thank you.
I don't know if he's in the mood for any of that, though. So, might be a nice, wholesome encounter. Is he doing this himself? Sculpting?
When my mother died, people only ever spoke to me in riddles. All I wanted was for someone to say that they were sorry for what happened to me. I'm very sorry, Your Grace.
Bro just chills on the brothels, huh? Helps him think, I guess.
Last night, Prince Damon bought out one of the pleasure houses on the Street of Silk.
For the guard?
Entertain officers of the city, one or two other friends of his.
Cementing his own power.
Gods give just as the gods take away.
He toasted Prince Balon
To the king's son.
styling him the heir for a day.
He'll talk a lot in this.
My family has just been destroyed. But instead of being by my side, O Rhaenyra's, you chose to celebrate your own rise! Laughing with your whores and your leg spittles!
10 years you've been king, and yet not once have you asked me to be your hand.
Why would I do that?
Because I'm your brother. And the blood of the...
No. I get that that's like the thing in this time, but like it needs to be, somebody with skills, somebody who knows what they're doing, Not just power because of family.
You're weak, Viserys. And that council of leeches knows it. They all prey on you for their own ends.
Careful. This guy's grief-stricken.
I'm your heir.
Not anymore. You are to return to Runestone and your lady wife at once.
And you are to do so without quarrel. By order of your king.
Something tells me he's not going to want to do that, and he's not going to. Okay, that dragon blood. And I would just really love to see, Aegon's dragon, on screen.
Valerian was the last living creature to have seen old Valyria before the Doom. What do you see?
Everyone says Targaryens are closer to gods than to men. But they say that because of our dragons. Without them, we're just like everyone else.
They're a power man should never have trifled with. One that brought Valyria its doom. If we don't mind our own histories, it will do the same to us.
What exactly happened in Valyria? It was like some kind of apocalyptic event, I think, but I don't know.
I'm sorry, Rhaenyra. I have wasted the years since you were born, wanting for a son.
I'm happy for her, But I don't know how she feels. She just wants to eat cake.
You could be a great ruling queen.
Daemon is your heir.
Daemon was not made to wear the crown.
Daemon still might wear the crown, if these vibes that I'm catching from them two are accurate.
But the Iron Throne is the most dangerous seat in the realm.
I, Lord Hobart Hightower, Beacon of the South, Defender of the Citadel, and Voice of Old Town, promise to be faithful to King Viserys and his named heir, the Princess Rhaenyra.
I do wonder how she feels about it, though. Because, that was the whole issue with her claim to the throne. Taking her with him.
Give me your hand.
I kind of wonder if that's, partially animatronic. Because the movement of it seemed like he was, actually interacting with it in that scene. Like a half and half type of situation.
And just as Daenerys foresaw the end of Valyria, Aegon foresaw the end of the world of men. Just to begin with a terrible winter, gusting out of the distant north.
Oh, the White Walkers. I just got chills for some reason, but...
Lord of Winterfell. Aegon saw absolute darkness riding...
Oh, Warden of the North.
And whatever dwells within will destroy the world of the living. When this great winter comes, Rhaenyra...
So are we going to see that?
And if the world of men is to survive, a Targaryen must be seated on the Iron Throne. A king or queen, strong enough to unite the realm against the cold and the dark. Aegon called his dream the Song of Ice and Fire.
Rhaenyra Targaryen, Princess of Dragonstone, and heir to the Iron Throne.
All right, that was it. Awesome start. Awesome start. Felt a lot longer than it actually was. I started to remember a lot more, and I'm actually glad that that happened. I don't really have confirmation on any of the stuff that I remembered. We got some for the gold cloaks, which, it was cool to see that in this episode, but some of the other stuff that I was mentioning, like the arena and stuff like that, I don't really have too much confirmation on that. If it's not spoilers, let me know in the comments. We also got a lot of callbacks with the music, kind of tying in some of those older themes with the newer ones. I'm pretty sure this show is really just a love letter to previous fans. It's going to be really interesting to dive into the dynamics of what's going on. Rhaenyra, I believe her name is, the daughter. It seems like she's going to be starting off with a bunch of enemies, just due to the fact of the situation that's happening here and what we saw in the council room when he announced that he might do that. I'm not really sure where the older Rhaenyra, I believe, Rhaenys, that's her name, is standing on that. She might be an enemy, she might be an ally, because I think that was the main reason that she didn't get the position, because of the fact that she was a woman, and that would be kind of breaking the tradition. So it's going to be pretty interesting to me to see where their dynamic goes. Daemon, I think he'll probably remain loyal to Rhaenyra, the younger one, if she does assume that title, and I think she probably will. My prediction for the season going forward is that the king is probably going to meet his end somehow, and she's going to be forced into that position, and then kind of the drama is going to form around that of who's going to remain loyal, what games are going to be played. Because we already saw some games starting off, like with the Hand Hightower sending in, the agent to try to, kind of make a play for himself on the same day. For those who are new, I typically include a section of closing thoughts at the end of my videos. This is usually the final piece I put together after I've finished editing. It's where I reflect on anything I noticed during the edit or a second watch, whether it's analysis I want to dive into, things I might have missed, or general clarifications I feel that I need to make. I completely forgot that they do inside the episode segments after the main show, which gives a great opportunity to confirm some theories or small details I may have picked up on. I only remembered this after watching episode 2, so for the sake of integrity I won't include any insights from those segments in this reaction, but moving forward I will definitely include that in my analysis. As far as the first episode goes, I don't have much else to add right now. It's just the beginning of what promises to be an epic journey, and I'm excited to enjoy it together.